Hi guys, Ashley here. I am your China marketing and entrepreneurship spokesperson here on LinkedIn. And today I'm bringing you a phenomenal person, Magnus.
Hi guys, how are you?
And you definitely saw him all over LinkedIn as well, and of course on his YouTube channel. We are here in Shanghai, and I would absolutely love to know his story and to share this story with you. He's been in Shanghai for the past 2 years. He has founded his own company. He moved from Sweden with literally no knowledge of China that much. And right now he's working in blockchain. So there's so many things that we are interested in and would like to know about. So Magnus, tell us your story.
Yes, where to begin? I was working the normal corporate ladder back home in Stockholm. I was working for a company called Deloitte, and I enjoyed it, but I wanted to do something with China. So I asked them, could I move there? But they actually said it had to take a couple of more years to get more experience before you can actually move there. Then I was like, okay, should I stay? Should I not? But then I've actually was sailing through the Bermuda Triangle, and we went through a storm there, and I was like, okay, if the storm takes us now, would I be satisfied with what I've accomplished so far? And the answer was no. So I came home from that trip, quit my job, and bought a one-way ticket here to China.
Quick question, why China? Like he was working in Deloitte, you know, he was in banking industry, in finance, right? And suddenly China, why?
Well, I have many years ago, I studied a few months here in Beijing, actually. I studied Chinese and worked as an English teacher. It was right after high school, like one of those explore the world type of trips. And
when he says many years ago, I mean, look at him.
10 years ago, yeah, 10 years ago, yeah. So back then I saw the potential of China. I've always wanted to come back and do something here, but I didn't really know what. But yeah.
So okay, you relocate to mainland China, and there you are in Shanghai. You're on this exploration trip. How did all this happen? Your blog, your company, your blockchain.
Yeah, each thing have a story, but the blogging was basically, I've been watching YouTube and following big vloggers like Casey Neistat, Logan Paul, and those inspire me to do something with video. I've always loved video, but I've never published anything. So I thought if I document my journey when I come to China, maybe there will be some interest in how you start a company here. How does the normal life work here in China?
And was there interest?
The first 3-6 months, something like that, no interest at all. I can tell you the grinding was so painful because I didn't know anything about YouTube. How do you get views? What is the search engine look like? How do you like create thumbnails?
So what are the 3 or 4 or 5 tips on what you've learned in the past 2 years? Right now he's got thousands of subscribers on his YouTube channel talking about China. So what have you learned?
Well, what I've learned is, first of all, don't give up. There is always viewers for your channel. They just haven't found you yet. Second of all, use search term that people are looking for. If you're talking about China, if you're talking about economics, if you're talking about food, choose topics that people are interested in. Like if you talk about China, maybe travel vlogs is something that's very interesting. Maybe food in China is like a huge community that only watch food, street food from China. Go after those keywords that you want to find, because then people will find you.
And include them in the title or just a theme of your video. What is your recommendation?
Google or YouTube have 3 combinations. You have to put it in the title, you have to put it in the tags, you have to talk about it, and you can also add it into the description, because Google listens to what you put in your videos, and if the same content is in your video as in the text, then the all combination will push it even further. So also the third thing or fourth thing is that YouTube pushes your video the first 24 hours. After that, you kind of lose momentum. So the first 24 hours, put it on every social media you can. Drag people into your channel, make them comment on your channels, because if YouTube see engagement in the first 24 hours, then they give it to the next 1,000 people and the next 1,000 people, and that's how your YouTube channel grows.
That's absolutely beautiful. So right now a successful blogger, and how did you find found your own company? What was the story there?
Yeah, that is difficult. China doesn't have, like in Sweden we have one institution. You go there, you apply, 2 weeks later you have a company. That doesn't work here. This is a jungle. I always called it the concrete jungle, and it really is. I went through probably 10 different agencies that said that you can start my company, and I got the prices from 0 to 500,000 RMB.
No.
And there is no track record here. You cannot like check with people who started companies here, because either they've moved or they don't want to talk with you, or it's so difficult. So in the end I was like, okay, I tried this one, hope it works. And it went fine. Everything went fine. I documented the whole story. I wrote it in Swedish though, the whole journey. But if you want to start a company, guys, I know how to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's on his YouTube channel. And right now, I just recently had a podcast recording with a cool guy also here in Shanghai. He's got a company called Bridge to China. And right now they are basically working together with the government and those science parks and different entrepreneurship parks in China to start your company within basically 7 to 14 days. It's crazy. And he was telling me that next month, because China government right now promotes entrepreneurship a lot and is trying to attract more and more Western entrepreneurs as well to places like, let's say, you know, the Greater Bay Area or Shanghai, etc., or Beijing AI Lab. So you will be able in about a month from now, register your company within about 1 to 2 days. So that's what he told me. I do not know, I have not tried, but you can see 2 years ago that was the painful journey, and definitely check it out. And right now there's new information, so China is changing all the time, right?
Yes, exactly, and that's why this market is so exciting. You feel so alive living here in China, and especially Shanghai, but that's why you have to be adopted to this market in order to succeed here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And tell us about, I'm sorry to break it, we've got 3 minutes left.
Yeah, sure.
How about blockchain? It's such a difficult industry. We all heard, you know, it has some reputation, but at the same time, China recently introduced the regulatory restrictions on certain blockchain projects. So tell us about that.
Yes, I got into blockchain because I was interested in it. I went to all these events, and actually then the company that I'm now work for, they actually headhunted me to work for them. And now I sell their services, and it's going well. But it's a misperception about blockchain. Crypto is banned in China, but blockchain, the technology behind it, that's what really thrives here in China. Is the country that takes most patents in the whole world. So there's no other country in the world that's so developed within blockchain. That's why I think it's super amazing to be in the industry. And yes, it's been some rough times, but guys,
so what kind of services like blockchain for most of the people, just for those of you outside of China? For instance, if you go to a supermarket here, like Hema supermarket, and you look at the live fish that you would like to buy, there is a little QR code there. You can scan the QR code and you will know where exactly which pond this fish is actually coming from. And all this is built on blockchain. So how do you say sell those services? To who are you selling them, and what are the services of blockchain technology outside of crypto?
Yes, blockchain can be used in so many different cases, and I can't go through everything right now, but what it basically is that you build a trustless economical system within any type of platform. So if you want to transfer value from one part to another, you can do that with blockchain, and you cannot corrupt a blockchain. What we see in many distribution channels, like the fish that we were just talking about, you can corrupt it in one way or another. You can say there are more fishes, less fishes along the way, but with blockchain, you can solve that problem with an incorruptible type of technology.
So you are basically selling this technology to B2B enterprises here in China.
Yes.
Phenomenal. Yes. So Magnus, thank you so much for being with us. Amazing journey. Do subscribe to his channel. Where can we find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn, Magnus Dettmar, and of course my YouTube channel, Dettmar.
Dettmar. And we're gonna chat real soon. Big hello from Shanghai, guys.
Take care.